For the last couple of months, I've been levelling a completely fresh character on the classic era Firemore EU server, experiencing the many highs and lows of adventuring across Old Azeroth once again. Embarrassingly, I'm still not at level 60 on this character, probably because I spend too much time making videos instead of playing the damn game. In fact, you know what? Let's pause this video for a moment so I can actually get some leveling done. Let's see, where did I last log out? Ah, STV. On second thought, let's not play the game, let's make a video instead. So throughout the time I've been playing this fresh adventure, the knowledge that hardcore servers were on the horizon has been ever present and a topic of hot discussion among players on Firemore. I've seen some red hot takes about the potential successes or failures of official hardcore servers, and invariably whatever opinion you might hold will lead to someone somewhere instructing you to immediately ram your head up Ragnaros's fiery anus.
By fire be purged, by fire be purged. I say, I purge thee by fire.
Or words to that effect at any rate. For my part, I've dabbled in hardcore a bit, but I've got no intentions of making it my main game, though I can understand the appeal to others, and this seems to be the opinion of most people I've run into whilst playing on Firemore. I'll certainly be prioritising my era rogue over any hardcore runs, and I promise that has absolutely nothing to do with dying to furbolgs at level 8. Seriously, those furry fucks might be laughing now, but they won't be when I go full Anakin Skywalker on Timbermore Hole.
They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals.
Jokes aside, I'm glad to see that people playing hardcore are having a great time and enjoying the experience, even if that experience involves being repeatedly feared into new and ever more crowded cells in the stockades. Fun times, right? But one big question that people on Firemore had been asking long before the release of the official servers was, what effect would hardcore have on the health of the normal classic era servers? Would it cause a mass exodus of players flocking to the new servers to play hardcore? Was classic era just a waiting room for the official HC release? Well, I'm very happy to tell you that the opposite seems to be true. I think that if anything, the hype surrounding hardcore over the last week has actually led to more people hopping onto normal classic era servers to relive the journey through Old Azeroth. Why do I think this? Well, see for yourselves. This, in the background, is Stormwind on Firemore today, days after the launch of Hardcore WoW. It's busier than ever, so much so in fact that the place was lagging out. Though, you know, it is a Blizzard game, so we can hardly expect good quality service, can we?
This guy is just trying to make games.
Bobby is a good man.
And these fucking unions.
Bobby is a good man.
These lazy fucks.
Now, I'm not trying to suggest that people are choosing to not play hardcore in favour of normal classic era, or that people should do that. Not at all. Play whatever you want, my friend. Enjoy yourself. Still, I think it's worth mentioning that this is basically what happened to me. I came back to WoW after a period of absence back in May, because I'd heard about the hardcore challenge. I started playing an Orc Warrior and realised pretty quickly that I'd gotten sucked back into the vanilla curse and wanted to play WoW 25 hours a day. And I wanted to dive even deeper without the risk of losing the character I was growing attached to on the hardcore realm. That's what led me to start my fresh series in the first place. And also, for what it's worth, in my opinion at least, I think hardcore has already passed its primacy. It was at its peak in May and June, and maybe even earlier than that, when the players created their own hardcore add-ons. Blizzard is kinda late to the party with these official servers, even though, as I say, they're doing well right now with queue times and people obviously having a blast, which is fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised though if a lot of the people playing on Firemore and other era servers right now had originally come back to Classic in the last few weeks or months due to the hype around hardcore, and are probably trying that out as well, but also are keen to invest their time into the normal servers where they don't need to worry so much about the risks associated with, you know, dying. And hey, maybe I'm totally wrong here. Maybe this is like the time I tried to convince some hardcore Warhammer fans that the Dark Angels are a loyalist chapter. Who knows? All I'll say is that Firemore is doing really well right now, and if you're considering coming back to vanilla era WoW, now is as good a time as any. Yes, the typical WoW problems still exist, almost always a result of Blizzard's insatiable greed. They should rebrand to Midas Entertainment at this point, but ultimately the game, at its core, is still the amazing, vast fantasy world you remember, and you can take it from me having sunk hundreds of hours into this character over the last 10 weeks or so. Classic Era has a very healthy and active community on the main servers, and it's always ready for more players. I think there's a unique pull to vanilla, which is what causes this, and it comes from a combination of the sheer size and depth of the world, as well as the significant focus on the RPG side of the MMORPG genre here, which I think Blizzard never fully embraced to the same extent in subsequent versions of the game. There's a freedom to the original game to just do whatever you want to, without baked-in systems compelling you towards a particular goal or breaking the immersion of the virtual world experience. It's difficult to point out what exactly makes Era so enjoyable for me, and doubtless nostalgia does play a big role, but if that is the case for me, then looking at the direction my server is heading right now, I know for a fact that I'm definitely not alone. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. For those of you slaying your way through hardcore, keep up the good work, and for the rest of you out there playing Classic, stay awesome and I hope to see you in game. I for one am having an absolute blast. If you'd like to see more of my vanilla journey so far, even if it's just to see for yourself whether or not it's worth coming back, then I've linked the full playlist for you to check it out. Who knows, it might convince you to play the game yourself, if you're not doing so already. In any case guys, be well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye!